Welcome to another Thursdays with RamDev. And last time we talked about the spiritual response to AI, how we can most wisely deal with artificial intelligence. And I'd like to have a follow-up on that discussion and talk about it a little bit more. In the next 5 years, there's almost certainly going to be great disruption in our society. People will be losing their jobs. AI will be almost certainly be used by bad actors who will potentially be hacking elections, hacking power stations, possibly banks, and even the stock market. Who knows what's going on? So that people will be using AI for bad purposes. And it'll be very difficult to distinguish between what is true and what is made up, much more so than even now. As well, AI will be learning and it will be making mistakes, and it will be getting smarter than human beings if it's getting to that place pretty quickly already. And how can we, as people who are following the Dharma, what can we do to be most prepared and be warriors of compassion in these next years to come? To me, a lot of it has to do with having a grounded, centered, compassionate presence. Learning now when things get a little bit out of whack in your life, when you're feeling anxious, when you're feeling frustrated, when you're feeling some background grief, learning to transmute those emotions through embodied mindfulness, through compassion, through a tantric understanding of the healing message that each emotion brings. As things get tougher, it is really important to cultivate resilience. And resilience has a number of qualities I'd like to mention briefly. One of them is having a positive but realistic outlook, that even though things are spinning out of control in the world, we don't get lost in that. Secondly, compassion is really a mixture of loving kindness and generosity, so that resilience requires, in a certain way, cultivating some sense of generosity, that we're not just resilient for ourselves. We're not putting up a big boundary and pushing everything away, but we're practicing for all other beings. It would be really great to get to the place where we can accept that there are things we can't change. There's a lot of things we can't change. And the things we can't change will be coming bigger and bigger in the coming years, in my humble opinion. Beyond that, do I have faith in something bigger than who I am, who you are? Deep resilience arises when we have faith in the Dharma, when we have faith in Maharaji, when we have faith in Christ, faith in the Mother. Do we have a mission? What are we going to do with life as it's changing so dramatically? Something that keeps us focused on what we need to do, not being lost in the future, not ever receding goalposts, but being in the timeless present, but having this mission direction moving into the present. And then finally, it'll be crucial to have a support system and support other people. Doing this alone is going to be very, very tricky. Cultivate a support system. Let the people know that you love them. Receive love from other people. It's not all about doing. A lot of it is about receiving. That faith piece I was just talking about is largely about receiving. So we'll do this together. The Dharma seems to always come out on top, whatever that means. I love you. Take care.